Minutes of Torah. This year is entitled Dying and Living a Kiddush Hashem. The topic of Kiddush Hashem is discussed in the Parsha of Emor, Nekdashti B'toch B'nei Israel. Some details are well known and others need to be discussed. The most famous halacha is that if one is threatened with his life or he should violate one of the three cardinal commandments, murder, adultery, and idolatry, so he must give up his life. That's one of three cases where a person must give up his life. The second one is if in Berabim, in front of 10 people, a person is asked to either violate a command where the person is doing it, davka, in order to antagonize the Jew, antagonize and attack Judaism. He says, I want you to eat this piece of pig in front of everybody. So then one must give up his life, as opposed to a person says, listen, give me a ride right now. It's on Shabbat. Give me a ride to the store, or else I'll kill you. So that's a practical thing. It's not lahachis to attack Judaism. So then you wouldn't have to give up your life. And the third category is if it's a time of Shmad, because they wrote against the Jewish nation. So then also a person would have to give up his life. Those are the basic three categories. A lot of interesting, fascinating details. First of all, what does it mean in front of 10 people? It means that 10 people, 10 Jews see. So in the case of Esther, the Gemara talked about Esther, it was before Hesia that she was with Ahasuerus. So maybe she should have given up her life. Of course, it was public. It wasn't in front of 10 people, it was known. So the commentaries say as long as 10 people know about it, that's defined as before Hesia. That's one halacha. Another halacha to add in is when it says in front of 10 people, does that mean that there's 10 altogether, including the possible victim? Or no, there are 10 who will witness or who will know about this act of a Kiddush Hashem by him giving up his life, but he's not part of the 10. And it's a fascinating question because there are certain areas of halacha where you need 10 people, and the Gemara discusses whether the person himself, a Hatan, during the Sheva Brachot, so he makes up one of the 10. But there was a special mitzvah of Nichum Avelim in the Gemara where 10 people would console the mourner after the burial, and there you need 10 in addition to the mourner. So here, how is it set up? Is it that he's one of the 10, or there's 10 who will witness this act? That's a discussion in the commentaries as well. Another fascinating question comes up. Can women make up the minyan for 10 people? Which sounds like a fascinating question. Normally when we need 10, we need 10 men. Women are very special. They are an incredibly important role in Yahadut, but making up a minyan in shul, that's not their role. So they're for laning, Kaddish, Kedusha, Baruch Hu, B'Achat Kohanim. That's not a woman's part. She cannot make up a minyan. So why would anyone think here it would be different? So some say this is not a halacha of minyan, like Davar Shebekdusha, all those things of holiness, like Kedusha, Kaddish, where you need 10 people. This is a halacha of Rabim, of Befar Hesia, and therefore maybe women could count. So the poskim discuss that as well. Another fascinating question is, what about a bracha? A person knows that he's about to give up his life, al Kiddush Hashem. Should he say the bracha Baruch Atah Hashem Lekadesh Shemcha B'Rabim? Should he make such a bracha once again? The poskim, these poskim are all on the Shulchan Aruch in Siman Kuf Nun Zayin in Yoredeya, chapter 157. The Shach, Pitchei Tshuva, they all discuss these questions and mention the possibility of saying a bracha as well. Finally, while discussing the law of dying al Kiddush Hashem, it is important to know that it's just as important, each one is important, to live al Kiddush Hashem. So yes, there are certain times that the Jew has to give up his life al Kiddush Hashem, and it is the highest of mitzvot. But it's important to know that yes, it's part of our DNA. Avraham Avinu, I think, set into motion already thousands of years ago that a Jew is ready to make the ultimate sacrifice for the sake of Kiddush Hashem. But it's crucial to know that that's a rare case. And Baruch Hashem, we have an opportunity day in and day out not to die al Kiddush Hashem, but to live al Kiddush Hashem. We live a life. Everyone is clearly a Jew with a kippah, with tzitzit. A woman is clearly Jewish. And people see the man, people see the woman. Wow, how this person acts, the chesed, the warmth, the love. You greet everyone. Makaba called him B'Seva Panim Yafot. Shalom Aleichem. How are you? How can I help? Every time a person has exposure to a religious Jew, they say, wow, this is a special human being. This is a unique person. This is a chacham, this is a tzaddik. This is wise, caring, with empathy. It's special. What has produced such an individual? The Torah from Hashem. That's living al Kiddush Hashem. So while dying al Kiddush Hashem is a rare phenomenon, a person could reach the highest of levels through that one act. Baruch Hashem, day in and day out, we have the opportunity to live and make a great Kiddush Hashem. Shalom.